Alright guys, so this is our next video in this series. We are going to be doing contour, we are going to be doing bronzer, blush, highlight, powder, and I think that's a good amount. So if you didn't watch my last video was how we do our foundation. So make sure and go watch that video before this one so you get to know all of the basics of foundation. But this video, we're gonna first start with a contour. We're gonna be going into this Maybelline Master Contour V-Stick, V-shape duo stick, whatever this is. It looks like this. So you might be wondering what's the difference between contour and bronzer. So contour, it's more of a cool tone, if that makes sense. This is really for making shadows and making you have a more sculpted face. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna go with this brush. This is from e.l.f. and it's a contouring brush. Alright, so just get some on the brush here. And where you want to contour is basically wherever a shadow is going to be created. So for instance, this is a big one, is right here underneath the cheekbone. So we're going to go about here. So it makes it look kind of gaunt at first. Just make sure and blend it in. You may want to blend with a beauty blender because this is just making it look a little muddy. Go on with the beauty blender. If it ever looks too gaunt looking, you can go on with some more foundation to sort of lighten it up. Alright, so another trick I found out is if you bring this contour about here, like on the side of your mouth there, coming down from this cheekbone, it helps make that illusion that you're thinner than you are. So another place you can put this is on your jawline here. You can also take it down at your neck. You can do your nose, that's always a good one. My nose is kind of bigger down here, so if you basically put it where you want to disguise it, you can get that illusion that your nose is smaller than it actually is, which is nice. Alright, and then also you can take it up here to your temples. You can also put it underneath your lip to make it look like you have bigger lips. So that's pretty much contour. So now we're gonna go on to concealer. I'm gonna be using, this is my favorite under eye concealer. So I put it underneath my eye here. I'm usually lazy too and I don't wanna put on an eyeshadow primer, so I'll just take this guy up here. And you can use a beauty blender if you wanted to. I personally like using my finger better, so I just kind of blend this out. So now we're gonna go in and bake. So baking is using a powder and just putting a huge layer here underneath your eyes or anywhere you really want to set in place. And you just leave it there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes and then you'll brush it off later. And what this is doing is gonna really make that area smudge proof and just it makes your makeup last longer. And use a loose powder. I know it's super messy, but it works best, I guess. So I'm just gonna go with the beauty blender here, get a good amount and pat it underneath your eye or wherever you put concealer. Alright, so now while that's baking, I'm gonna go in to bronzer. So we're gonna be going into the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Light Bronzer. So I'm just gonna go in here. So I'm gonna put the bronzer just basically wherever I put the contour. Bring it down here, go around the jawline here, jawbone. Kind of go under the chin and the lip area, hit the temples. And this, if you watched my previous video on foundation, I was mentioning you can use bronzer to sort of disguise your hairline. Okay, so now I'm just blending all over my face, making sure that it's seamless, making sure it doesn't look all muddy. Once again, if it does start to look muddy, you can take your beauty blender back and kind of go like that. So I'm trying to take a big fluffy brush here. Now I'm gonna bronze up my nose. I'm just gonna put it where I put the contour. Alright, moving on to blush. Moved on to blush. I've never used this blush before. This is, never heard of this, Lottie.London, I think. And this is in the color Zayn. I wonder if it's like One Direction. So yeah, we're just gonna put it straight onto your cheekbone, bringing it down to the apples of your cheeks. Just muting that color a little. Now I'm gonna be going into a highlighter. This highlighter is amazing. I've never used such a good highlighter. This is by Ciate.London and it's in the color Moondust. So I'm just gonna basically, the thing with highlighter, you wanna load up your brush or else it doesn't do anything. And this goes just above that blush, right here. So above your cheekbone. Trick is to put it right here on your nose. It makes your nose look super tiny. And then you can also do it down the bridge of your nose. You can do it on your forehead. I'm just putting this on my Cupid's bow here. Ooh, that's way too much. It looks wet. Blender. All better. Alright guys, so that's how I do my contour, blush, bronzer, highlight, setting powder, baking, whatever. In my next video, I'm going to be showing you how I do my brows, so make sure and check that out. I know I've made so many brow videos, but I'm just constantly changing how I do my brows. I don't know why. So yeah, go check out that video if you're curious, and I hope you like this series, and I will see you next video. Bye!